What up, world? It's your boy J Star back again with the final look at the week 9 slate here. We gonna get into this as we always do and breaking down these injuries real quick. So let's go through these games, man, real fast. Let's see. So first off, we got the Packers game. It looks like we got, let's see, from the Rams side, linebacker Ernest Jones is out. Hunter Long, backup tight end, is out, and that's about it from there. Everything else looks good for the Packers side of things. Cardinals in the Browns game. Let's see what we got here. We got a center out for the Cardinals. Wonder how that's going to affect them, especially since Kyler Murray is probably going to come back. I doubt they end up going with the backup quarterback there, since he has been practicing for the last 2 weeks and I believe like full participant. So I wonder how much that hinders his play though, with his starting center probably out there. And then it looks like DeMarcado is going to be out. I wonder if Ingram is going to be able to do well, because it's still, I think it's 1 week away from Connor to be coming back. So I wonder if Ingram is going to do well there for the other running back they have. Besides that, looks like the Browns have David Bell out. They don't really have a lot of receivers, so I'm like, and also Greg Newsome is out too at cornerback. So that opens up, I feel like, some play for good play for what's his name, Marquise Brown. If he doesn't get followed and shadow covered by who is that over there on the other side there, man? Oh my God, why? Oh, Denzel Ward, my bad. So yeah, Denzel Ward. If he doesn't shadow him, I wonder how much that opens up his game if Kyler Murray is actually out there starting everything like that. Besides that, it looks like that's about it from there. Defensive end is going to be out too for, what was that? The Browns too, and Alex Wright. But they still got Zadarius and Garrett, so I think they'll be good there. Buccaneers and Texans game here. Looks like we got, who's this? Guard is going to be out for the Bucks. Matt Feeler, and then Logan Hall, defensive end, is going to be out. Moving on, we got Brevin Jordan out, backup tight end over there for the Texans. And running back Damian Pierce is going to be out. So I think that's going to open up, of course, Singletary, but I think Boone possibly could be a good play there too. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Woods is going to be out too, so the receiver is going to be kind of crazy there. They play 21, so they always usually only have two wide receivers in at the same time anyways. So I don't think it really changes a lot for their weapons when it comes to throwing and things like that in their game plan. Just will be, a lot of targets going to two receivers at least. Then we got the Bears and the Saints here. What we got here? We got a concussion for Brisker. He's going to be out, safety. And then one of their guards, Nate Davis, is going to be out. Linebacker Tremont Edmonds. Wow, golly, man, that's like their almost whole defense right there is like just destroyed. The linebacker and safety out. Wow, so Carr is just in for like a good day, is what this seems like. Besides that, we got Fields, of course, is doubtful. Cornerback Terrell Smith is out. And yeah, so then we move on to the other side here. We only got Ty Summers, linebacker, is going to be out for the Saints, and that's it. Moving on, we got the Seahawks and the Ravens here. Nobody's out for the Seahawks, and doubtful for a tackle, Morgan Moses, for the offensive tackle there. It looks like for the Ravens, it's going to be out there since he is doubtful. Commanders and the Patriots here. We got the Commanders up first here, and Curtis Samuel is out. So it's going to be a lot of targets to McLaurin and also to who's that? Dotson. So they could be in for a decent game, at least one of them, I would think, possibly. And then their center is going to be out though, so kind of hurts them there a little bit. Besides that, we move on to the Patriots side. We got an offensive tackle out, and another tackle is out there too. No, my bad. My bad. Missed that. Devontae Parker is going to be out with concussion. So yeah, just a lot of targets going to, who's the two receivers I know is over there. I wonder if Thornton is going to get in now, but do know Douglas is going to be in play. And who is that? What am I missing? Can't even think right now. I gotta go. When we get onto the slate, we'll just go through it. But then also we got, what is this? That's about it for their team. And then we move on to the Vikings and the Falcons game. We got a groin injury, and it's gonna leave him out for Dean Lowry, a defensive end. And then the Falcons, we have one of their safeties, DeMarco Helms, is out for hamstring, and then Drake London is going to be out. So that's a pretty big deal there. It's going to hurt them, I think, a lot. But it does, I think, put a lot more targets going to their tight ends. They'll probably move. I mean, of course, Mac Hollins can get some targets, but I think also Pitts will probably line out wide. Looks like their fullback Keith Smith is going to be out, so wonder how much that hurts their run game at all, because they do run 21, so it's always a fullback in usually for them. The Colts and the Panthers here, it looks like we got Julius Brents is going to be out again for them. I believe he lines up on the side with, who was that? This is for the Colts side of the Panthers. Oh, he lines up on the side where Chark is at. If Chark is not able to go, that's going to be Terrace Marshall then, and he's super cheap. So like, but yeah, he's his, like, if he ends up being, if he can't play, Chark can't go, then you got to stay tuned for that, because you might be able to get even more of a savings, even though I know Chark is already cheap. Brandon Smith, the tackle, is going to be out for the Colts. And then it looks like we got a doubtful Von Bell for the Panthers safety. He's been out a few weeks now too. Linebacker for them, Claudin Cherilus. He's out. And then we got Justin Houston, linebacker, out. Man, that's a lot of linebackers. That's like tight ends. Yeah, man. So that's going to be tight end play for like Granson or something like that, who I think is a return now from concussion. Could be in play now. Also, Justin Houston is out. Wow, like all their linebackers is out. So yeah, Granson is gonna be in play then, man. That's too many linebackers out there. Laviska Shenault is out. I don't think that really hurts anything for them. They're just gonna have their three receivers anyways. They go to anyways there. And then we got the Cowboys and Eagles game. There's nobody out for, who was that? The Cowboys. And then we move on to the Eagles side. They have tight end Grant is gonna be out. Cam Jurgens is going to be out for their guard, and it looks like cornerback Bradley Roby, so he's in the slot area, I believe, for them. So guess that benefits CeeDee Lamb even more. And then it looks like Boston Scott is going to be out too as well. So maybe Swift. Of course, Gainwell and Swift seem like they're going to get, the main carries and things like that for that team. We got the Giants and the Raiders here, it looks like we got Gano is going to be out. Oh, wow. So they might have a hard time with kicking. They might not be trying to kick as much. Tyrod Taylor is out, of course, because Daniel Jones is back. And then we got Waller is going to be out. So it seemed like a lot of Saquon Barkley dumps, because Daniel Jones ain't really that good anyway. So I see him running and throwing to dumping it off to Saquon a lot. And then we got the Raiders here with linebacker Diablo is going to be out, and we got concussion for Jacob Johnson, which that's a big deal because they play 21, so that fullback is usually always in the block. So it might be a lot more passing to Jacobs. And then Luke, linebacker, is going to be out for them too as well. Man, they had two linebackers out right there. So that would have ended up being a big game for Waller. Maybe Bellinger, can do a little something though, for I know how cheap he is too. And then we got a tackle going to be out for them, and that's about it. So now we can get into this mess. This slate right here, man. Let's see. So we got Minnesota and Atlanta. Let me get my notes up so we can go through this slate real fast, man. So it looks like best plays to go with, I believe it's going to be Hall is going to start here. Best plays to go with Hall is going to be, since you need to attack the slot here, Powell has been in the slot lately the most, and of course Hawkinson has been in the slot crazy and getting targets there. It really seems like a big game for Hawkinson. I mean, the matchup, they're top 10 in fantasy points to tight ends anyways, and then he is in the slot, which you need to attack there anyway, and they already give up tight end fantasy points. It's probably just gonna be Hawkinson. I doubt Hall really shows us anything and is able to see the field that much to get the ball to Powell. Probably will be looking at Addison and then to Hawkinson after that. And Hawkinson has a low A dot, so he'd probably be the easiest play to throw to anyways. And then on the other side here, I guess Heineke is gonna start. I don't know how much that's gonna work. I feel like he could end up doing really bad and end up being benched really quickly, and it will be Ritter. So I don't know how much I'll be taking, Heineke, but I do think Bijan, I think he's the number 8 running back against zone defenses. So I do believe he can do well there. I definitely think he has a shot there to definitely do something there. Since London is gonna be out, the best place for them is gonna be their tight ends. You need to attack out wide or in the slot against Minnesota, and definitely Smith has run probably more routes in the slot, but Pitts has done some slot too as well as run out wide. So you get a combination right there with Pitts. But if you just want to stick to just in the slot area, you can just attack it with Smith there. And then we move on, man, from that game. We got Seattle and Baltimore here. So let's see what we got here going on. So for the Ravens side of things, man, I mean, it's real simple. We know this already, kind of. It's going to be the slot receiver, like every time. Like I tell y'all, like every time Seattle goes out there, we're attacking that slot, which Andrews does, kind of play in the slot area too. But it's usually Flowers. What they were using before, they were using Aguilar in there too, but it's been just mainly Flowers lately. So yeah, definitely, I think Flowers could have a big game here. And of course, Andrews is always in play there for them. For the other side here, it's gonna be really tough over here for them. Wasn't really a weakness I could find for the Ravens defense, but I know this is a really good team. I would say, what I want to say, offensive team at least. Kenneth Walker has the speed always to do something and break out the backfield, maybe catch something. Of course, DK Metcalf against man defenses, I feel like he gets looked at the most, and that's kind of about it. There, it's not a lot that the Ravens aren't. They're a really good team, so I would think it would be DK if anybody there. Besides that, yeah, it's like nobody else I could see really doing much over there for them. I know Lockett is a good player. I would say JSN probably maybe has an easier matchup though, being in the slot and when he does get in. But they play 21 there, so it's usually only two receivers in most of the time. So then we move on to this game. Kyler Murray is playing. If he's gonna play, then yeah, we also got Ingram down here at 4,300. I mean, it's a tough defense. We have seen some running backs though score at least on them, so I don't mind taking a shot there if you want to. It is on the road though. But for sure, Marquise Brown is going to be the best play. He scored against like every man defense that he's played against. You look at Baltimore there, Cincinnati there, and then New York Giants there. All those are man defenses, and that's without Kyler Murray. So like maybe with Kyler playing, he gets some crazy amount of targets, and he's finally able to hit 20 something points. Fantasy there. But those are the two there that I would think are the best plays. Tight end is going to be pretty tough. Browns are really good against the tight end. So if you want to take shots at McBride again, his price did go up though. I do see them, definitely getting targets to him though his way. And my bad, I almost forgot the other side here. But Deshaun Watson is going to start, which is great. For the running back situation here, it sucks though because they're running back by committee. I think Hunt definitely can do good. Arizona has given up points for sure. But Ford has actually ran better against zone defenses than Hunt. Like his yards per carry is very high. So it's either or one of these running backs to do good. They both can actually even do decent too in this game. Besides that though, to go with Deshaun Watson, no stack. Of course, is Amari Cooper with all the the trading Peoples Jones. Goodwin is probably could be possibly in play though too here. But David Bell is out too. They've only got like 3 receivers out here, but it's just going to be mad targets to Cooper, and it's against a team that's been giving up out wide crazy fantasy points to receivers. So if he can just if Deshaun Watson's shoulder holds up and he doesn't get hit and things like that, I think Cooper is going to probably end up with a huge game. Probably could have been priced more too because of the matchup that he has right here. And besides that, Njoku could be in play too. He has been coming off of really good games lately. He definitely is the number 8 tight end in the league right now against the zone style defense. But Arizona finally gave up their first touchdown to tight ends. Before that, they actually been holding them down pretty well. So then we move on though from here. We got the Rams and the Packers here. Let's see what Stafford. What's the latest news now? Won't practice Friday. Will be listed questionable. I doubt he ends up playing. I just don't think they will let him go out there and get hurt like that. If he does play, of course, he's definitely going to be in play here to go with Cooper Kupp or Puka. If Puka was able to go, let's see what's going on with him. Still listed questionable, but he is hurt, so I would kind of lean more to Cooper Kupp without Rasul Douglas. I definitely think They might shadow him with if somehow Puka is not able to play, they might shadow him with Jair then. But if Puka is able just to be out there, then Jair will probably be over here with Puka, somebody like that. Cup is probably in for the best game for him. If they have the backup quarterback out there, I don't really know what to expect then because maybe Packers defense ended up being a good defense to take still, with the pressure and stuff like that they can get. But for Jordan Love side of things, this is definitely like a game where he should be able to do something. Like he threw finally the amount, I tell y'all we looking for that 41 attempts, that 40 plus attempts, man. Like I know he only ended up with 15 fantasy points, but it was some receivers just not coming down with the ball, man, and giving the ball up on the interception. It was not his fault. It was literally the receiver should have had that ball, and he just basically handed it back into the cornerback's hands there in Reed. But Reed is definitely going to be in play here. Also, Musgrave is in play here. I seen that also. You need to attack the middle of the field against the Rams in the slot area. Also, tight ends have done really good against them. So these two definitely. But also, I would say Watson has been targeted in the slot too as well, but just not as much as of course Reed and of course like Musgrave in that area. But he has been in there, and this is like the cheapest I think he's been since he's been on the slate. So could be something here if Love is able to throw or has to throw that many times against the Rams because Stafford ends up playing for sure. Then yeah, you could be in for some big games from these people, but I would kind of lean to these two more. And then let's see. So we move on here. We got Tampa Bay and Houston Texans here. Let's see what we got going on here. On the Bucs side of things, it looks like it's going to be Baker Mayfield. White is definitely going to be in play, and even a stack between these two could be in play because pass catching is where you need to attack. It looks like Houston, anyways, coming out that backfield. They're top 10% giving out points to just receptions and everything to running backs out that backfield. Besides that, it's going to be Auden. It's going to be like the best people to stack if you want to do a Baker stack here. These are all the best plays here. Top 10% going coming out the backfield or coming out the tight end area here is where the points is coming from against Houston. So if Baker wants to have a good game or you think he's going to have a good game to stack with, these are the best plays to go with. Besides that, of course, Evans has done well against zone style defenses and things like that. So if you want to take Evans, you can definitely take a shot at that though. Besides that, we got Stroud here, of course. Pierce is looking like he's out for sure. So we got Singletary, and like I said, where's Boone at? Boone for $4,000 hasn't ran a lot against period, just hasn't run a lot, but so far he's like averaging 6 yards per carry or something like that. But I think he's only ran by like 7 or 5 times or something like that. But when he has ran, he looks good. So I think he probably ends up having a better game here than Singletary. So I would kind of lean to taking some little shots possibly at him there if you need that type of savings. But for receivers wise, like I was trying to say earlier, since Woods is out for here, Nico and Dell are in, they kind of play in the slot. They play 21 here, so it's 2 wide receivers. Who actually is in the slot a little bit more, or at least targeted more, is Schultz. So he could be in play here since that's where you need to attack the Bucs anyways. But either one of the receivers are definitely going to be in play. They're equally been targeted because, Woods has got the most targets in the slot. We would have been rolling with Woods here. But these two have been equally targeted, so you can take either one and take a shot at that to stack with Stroud there. So moving on here, we got Washington and New England here. This game could be actually a good game, at least definitely I think for Mac Jones side of things. With all the trades that Washington just did to let go of their whole defense, feels like they tanking or something. But yeah, I think this could end up being a good game, for Mac Jones. But for the Sam Howell side of things, it looks like he's going to have to attack the out wide area since that's their top 10% giving out points to or receptions and everything to wide out receivers. So McLaurin and Dotson is going to be in play here. I would think New England probably tries to take away McLaurin, so Dotson might be a better play there. But McLaurin has done pretty well. What is he ranked? I think 15th ranked against man-style defenses right now, so he's doing pretty good right now. So you can definitely take some shots there. I know Howell just hit last week against a pretty tough defense, but a defense that is vulnerable to give up some fantasy points compared to New England. Hasn't really gave up that many fantasy points, but has given up some fantasy points to wide receivers though. So then on the other side here, we got Mac Jones. Like I said, big game should be for him, man. He should be in for a huge game. Like, should be sitting back there in the pocket and just being able to read the field, man, with no pressure coming his way. So it's looking like to me you need to attack. What is it? The wide, yeah. So out wide position here too as well. Also, you can get some points in that tight end area. So, and I told y'all, Mac Jones was only going to do good if the tight end is supposed to be able to do good. And we have seen Washington give up wide receivers and tight ends together so many times. So definitely Henry is going to be in play. Possibly it could be Gesicki, but I think it's going to be a Henry game here. And then also they said they're going to lean on Douglas. Now that Bourne is out, so they said what they're going to do. So we're going to go with that, of course. But Douglas has been in the slot more than he's been out wide. So that's the only thing that bothers me there because Washington has been attacked and got scored on, and all the points that we see given up is out wide, and it's mostly on the left side too at that. So that's the only thing I wonder. I mean, Belichick seems to be a smart coach, and I would think their offensive coordinator is smart enough to know that you need to move Douglas out there on the left side and attack that way. If not, Juju is been the receiver that has the most targets out wide, so maybe you could take some shots there. I know everybody's probably going to be on Douglas, but Juju has had the more targets out wide. I even wonder are they going to use Thornton, but it looks like he's questionable now. I don't know if Rieger gets in or not, but somebody else, I don't know who else is going to be out there, but so far, like Juju could, since like I said, he's gotten the targets out wide, so you could take some shots if you want to be contrarian, if you need the savings of $900. But if not, definitely Douglas. They said he was going to go to him, so I don't see why he doesn't get a boatload of targets there, and they at least try to see if it can work first, before they even start moving on to other receivers, because they really haven't gotten much out of those other receivers anyways. So then we move on from this game here. Go to Chicago and New Orleans here. Should be a big game for Carr. Badgett, I don't really know much to expect from him, man. I feel like it's not going to be anything because New Orleans is at home here. His best receiver is going to be DJ Moore. He is the number, 2, I think, receiver. Let me check that again. Oh, yeah, let me go down here. Okay. So then, yeah, he's the number 2 receiver right now against man-style defenses. That's his best bet and best chance of doing anything, I feel like, is going to Moore. Besides that, we do know they try to go to Komet, but this is, like I said, Moore is number 2 at yards and stuff like that against man-style defenses. So then on the other side of that, of course, Carr is in for a huge game because he has Kamara. I mean, what is Kamara right now? I think he is he the number 4 back? I think he's like the number. No, matter of fact, he's like the number 1 back, I think, at pass catching right now, being targeted. And we already know Chicago gives that up. So just mad points to, pass catching backs there. Then also at receiver, though, you're supposed to be able to attack out wide against the Bears here. They have a lot of receivers here that are out wide. The only thing is the 2 explosive ones, though, we know is Shaheed and Olave. So the thing is, Thomas has gotten more targets than both of them out wide, but number 2 would be Olave, and then 3 would be Shaheed. And like I said, since they are the more explosive players, I would still kind of lean to these 2 first. But even also Hill is going to be in play here, man. Like with that Trayvon Edmonds and things like that, we just saw too the injuries and things for the linebackers. Taysom Hill coming out that backfield to play tight end, and of course stealing possibly some goal line touchdowns. He's all in play, man. He has a lot of weapons to work with here. So Carr should be in for a pretty huge game here. I don't see why not. I mean, it seems like a very easy day, especially him playing at home. His defense also should be helping him get the ball back too multiple times to be able to score too as well. For this game here, this could actually be like a sleeper shootout right here. I feel like the way Minshew has been playing lately, this is a good game for him. I feel like he has both his running backs run really well against the zone style defense, and both could be in play for a good game here. And then, so definitely, you can go with either one of these backs. I feel like they both could end up doing well. Moss, I think, outplayed 14 points here just the last week here, right? Compared to Taylor, and he came short because he didn't get that 100-yard bonus there. They probably would have been at the same amount of points there. But they're both really kind of in play here, man, for this game. Really don't know. Like, I would be so mad though if it's not, Jonathan Taylor or something like that, because easily like $600 it ends up being Moss or something like that. Like I said, his yards per carry I think is little bit more, or I think it was a little bit better than Taylor. But they're both at like really good yards per carry against this style of defense. But that alone just makes me think, that Minshew could have a good game, because if he's able to run, they're able to run the ball, get the pressure off of him, and then when he's able to do a play action to throw down the field to a Pittman, and also Pierce, since he needs to be attacking out wide on these teams. So Downs possibly won't be the best bet since he is in the slot, but his two receivers right here, I feel like have a chance to do something there. Also, his tight end is going to be in play, because we did see it was an injury to the linebackers there for Carolina. So Granson is going to be even a person you can stack with 2,700 there. On the other side here, man, Bryce Young definitely is going to be in play with Chuba Hubbard. Definitely has a good chance here at home back and everything. Coming off their first win too, so I'm pretty sure they will want to keep that rolling. It looks like they need to attack out wide here, which kind of sucks. I know they got Thielen here at the top here, and it's like Thielen is in the slot. So he does move out wide sometimes and things like that, and he does get targeted, of course, out there too. So I can see them moving him in and out. I just wonder, will he be, will he get his points, or get a touchdown early out wide or something like that, so that way we can, that he ends up exploding for big fantasy points, because that's where they need to be at mostly. The cornerbacks out wide are really sorry there. If not, like I was saying before, it's supposed to be DJ Chark. If DJ Chark is not able to go, we will be taking some shots at Terrace Marshall down here, man. Of course, Mingo is also out wide already too, so maybe they move him over, to the, I think it's the left side, and things like that is where they want to kind of attack over there, because that's where the cornerback was out at. So definitely, I think they could do that, but also I just think, Marshall probably come in and just take the spot where Chark was supposed to play at. So if Chark is able to go, we take Chark. If not, we got Marshall here too for some savings, and of course some Mingo, and of course you can still take shots at Thielen, because he is going to get the the mad targets and things like that. Still don't see him not doing well. I just wonder, does that being that he is in the slot mostly, does that stop him from exploding and having the biggest game that we would expect for him to have? Besides that, I think that's it for them. We move on here. We got the Giants and the Raiders here. For this game, Daniel Jones not having Waller is going to hurt him. I think he'll be dumping it off to Barkley a lot. Bellinger could possibly be in play, but I just don't even know if he's going to even target him enough, because he is in a good spot. It would have been a great spot for Waller. But besides that, for wide receivers, I don't think there is really good spots here for their receivers, man. Like, yeah, the best thing is going to be going to Barkley coming out that backfield. They're a top 10 percent giving up to passes from the backfield like that. So definitely is going to Barkley. And then that two stack, that little skinny stack there could really work, because Daniel Jones rushes the ball anyways. So him and Barkley, got that rushing, and then just dumping it off to him. I think he could do well, of course, with just a Barkley and him stack. And then on the other side there, we got Cano down here for 4,500. He should be able to do really well here, I think. You got a running back that's like I think he's number 2 or something like that, pass catching back, something around that area. No, he's definitely in the top 5. And he passed it to him ridiculously the first time he started. And this should be a good game to definitely do something like that. Of course, running the ball he should be able to do something. They did, like I did say earlier, them not having their fullback feels like it's going to lead to them dumping the ball off to Jacobs a lot. So I can definitely see O'Connell possibly throwing a touchdown to Jacobs in this game. I think Adams is going to be in play here. He did get mad targets the last time O'Connell was starting, and I definitely feel like he'll probably get some mad targets here. It's not really a spot to what I want to say, like a super weakness to the Giants defense right now, except for on the right side. But Adams doesn't even line up on the right side. He's been lining up on the left side. So I wonder, but O'Connell, I think with these two big players right here, asking for mad targets, I don't even think he's probably going to see the field enough to, throw to Myers, who's actually probably going to be in a better spot here, unless they end up moving Adams to the right side in this game. But with the amount of targets I think Adams gets, I think he can definitely have a good game though here still. Besides that, I don't think there's anything else I would say from this game. Let's see. maybe Mayer could do something decent, but I doubt, like I said, with just O'Connell, I just don't know what to expect with him, how much he's going to see the field other than, oh, I'm looking for Adams, and then I'm just going to dump it off to Jacobs when I get some pressure or something like that. So then we got a really great game here, though, man. So last game right here, of course, the Eagles has been giving up mad fantasy points. So Dak is going to be in play. The only thing I worry about, man, is Dak. When I really actually went to go look at Dak, I know my first look I picked Dak, but what's crazy is when I went to go back and really look at this, I'm like, Dak really ain't had that many great games, man. Like, golly, man. Like, he threw 2 touchdowns right here, and he's been on a 1 touchdown streak. If it wasn't for the rushing touchdown right here, he would not have, 24 points. We would have been looking at another 18. So he had his one game so far, and it was against the Rams who, yeah, you can attack the middle of the field. You can do that against the Eagles, though. So that's the only thing that benefits him here is that, because we see when the first team he finally gets to attack, the middle of the field very easily, he threw 4 touchdowns. So I think he has a shot to do something like that here. Of course, I definitely think, Lamb is definitely going to be in play, especially with that cornerback out. So definitely Lamb, easy stack there. I also feel that, Ferguson here is going to be in play too. It's another area where we attack Philadelphia at is, this tight end area, of course, because they've been very sorry at that and sticking these tight ends. So if he's getting the ball to Ferguson, he hasn't really been throwing the ball a lot to Ferguson since the first 4 games there at least. He came off of 4, but that touchdown really helped get him there, the last game. So he is in play, but I definitely think it's more Lamb, if anything. But like I said, Dak kind of worries me, man, because I just don't know. He had one great game, and besides that, it hasn't been enough. I feel like he could end up failing us or something like that, if everybody's on him and things like that. And then on Hurts side, this dude hasn't failed yet, so like it feels more like, you definitely should be taking Hurts. Of course, you need, I would think they're going to attack the Cowboys out wide, but they have been doing really good against number 1 receivers. So even though Brown has done, he's one of the, he's first place, out of man defenses receivers. So we definitely going to take shots there still, because he's the number 1 receiver against man defense. And I just think they will double him, though. It's a rivalry. I think they're definitely going to try to stop him. If they do, I think still Goddard has a good chance, and I also really do think Swift coming out the backfield, because coming out the backfield, they're a top 10 defense and giving up points to running backs, I guess, and stuff like that, and receptions to running backs coming out that backfield. So I definitely think Swift might be able to come out of that backfield and juke somebody and end up scoring and get into the end zone. Besides, like I said, AJ Brown, because usually against man-style defense, Devontae Smith doesn't do too well. But they will probably have to go to him more, because I think AJ will be doubled the whole time. If they do not do that, then AJ is probably going to still go off, like we have seen consistently. So it would just be with the normal skinny stack of Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown then, if that's the case. So that is it, man, for this full slate. Let's just hurry up and make this quick lineup real quick, for y'all. Let's see what we got going here. I think I am definitely going to lean with this easy little stack here, man. I'm gonna just show y'all what I'm thinking right here. I'm going with Mac Jones, man. It's just, man, because of the stack just feels too easy, man. Like, just take Douglas. Should get the volume, right? Like, of course, if it doesn't hit, it's maybe because it was Juju, instead. But right now, I'm gonna take Douglas. I know he's a rookie and everything, but they plan on leaning on him. And like I said before, anytime Mac Jones can get the ball to his tight ends and they supposed to have success, he should do good. So that's why I feel like this should be, a really good game. Douglas only gives me, a nice 100 yards and some 8 catches, something like that. I can do well. I can do with that. If Henry gets the 2 touchdowns in this game, then that's perfect. So I feel like this stack should definitely work here. I'm definitely have to get Kamara, man. Have to get Kamara in this lineup, man. Just this is crazy matchup here. A home back, feel like they should win the game easily. I feel like their defense also should be able to do well here, and get them the ball back a few times. So Kamara, you know how he has those games where he gets to 5 or 4 touchdown, crazy 6 touchdown games. This possibly could be that game, man. So I just because of the fact he's always been a great pass catching back, And you get this type of matchup where that's what they give up. He possibly gets like 2-3 touchdowns easily, I feel like, in this game. Moving on from there, I'm going to take some savings here. Got a lot of backs that I can take some savings from, but I'm going to go with Chuba Hubbard. Like this spot for him. I think, try to keep the win streak rolling here, and I think they could be up and winning this game. Very competitive game, but I definitely think he can get in the end zone, and I think he's going to get enough touches to give me the points too there. Besides that, for wide receiver here, I think I'm going to go with some mid-range receiver, but I'm going to go ahead and tack that Seattle game because I do want something from this game. I feel like, another high-powered two offenses here. But we do know where we try to attack at least from one of these, defenses here, and that is that slot area. So I'm going to go ahead and take another shot at Zay Flowers. I know he didn't come through. I think, what is it? I think he had, about 2. I know definitely last week he should have been able to do better than this. And then I think the Detroit game he was supposed to do decent too as well. I felt like that was another spot where he was supposed to attack. So, 2 failures, and I feel like maybe the third time is a charm though. So let's get that going. And then I think I'm going to go with here. Got to pay up, of course, and I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb. You supposed to attack Philly in that slot area. Their cornerback is out. That's all they've been doing with Dallas the last 2 weeks is attacking with CeeDee Lamb for the every defense that they have went against. So I'm definitely going to go there. For defense here, I am going to pay up for my defense, and I'm going to go ahead and stack my defense with my running back there in Kamara with the Saints there against Chicago at home. And then we got, where are we at now for my flex? We got 6,400. Wow, we had Myers. That's kind of funny because, like I was saying, he does have the matchup there. Don't mind taking that. Chris Olave is not even a bad play here. But I'm going to go ahead and run that back against Hubbard with Jonathan Taylor, who I said is kind of a little scary to take, but I am going to take that check just because how bad. Carolina, I believe, is number 1 in fantasy points to running backs. So I'm definitely going to take that opportunity that Jonathan Taylor is able to. Oh wait, what is it? It's number 2 fantasy points to running back, and I'm gonna take that opportunity that Jonathan Taylor finally goes off. Because I'm pretty sure. What was that? Like he came short this week, had a tough game, and still was able to do good against Cleveland's defense. And now you get a easier matchup. I definitely think he can definitely hit for this one. So that's my final look lineup, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope this helps y'all out and y'all able to cash big, this weekend, week 9 and everything. Man, this thing is moving so fast, y'all. But it's your boy J Star, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.